I'm 100% Native American, half Caddo, half Cheyenne Arapaho Nation. I was born and raised in San Francisco. I've never been on the res, so that's why I go by the name of Urban Res Life, to let people know that we are still here, and that we are, you know, our culture and traditions. I may not be from the res, but my culture and my traditions were instilled in me, in my heart. This is my res, and I'm going to protect it. This month, actually today, we celebrate the Day of the Dead to honor our people that have gone on to another journey.
What used to be a healing garden, filled with fruit and flowers, the very flesh and bones of our ancestors. A woman, the color of the earth, would rather forget about love, because it hurts too much, and it hurts too long. Our children born in bondage, genocide, and poverty.
The figure of La Llorona is heard in rural Mexico. She was an Indian woman, and she was bathing by the river with her children, and a conquistador tried to rape her. And when she was fighting off the conquistador, her children drowned. So this is to all the mothers who have lost children. She's crying for her children.
Also stand for justice.
Injustice system we live under. We can't really hold these cops accountable. We can't really beat them with a pen. And we can't beat them fighting. They playing their game. You just gotta stand up for what's right.
When will it stop? Sequel plot, sequel scheme. All my people down by any means. And so it seems that days are numbered if you intervene. Take for example JFK and Martin Luther King. The FBI probably got your boy up under the skull. Put their hoods on burn the cross and leave me hung through a rope to try to counteract the Panthers, but the city with dope and young brothers selling crack like it's the only hope. Dear Lord, when the terrorism stop from the boys in blue? Another brother got shot.
My name is Dregs1, DREGS-ONE. I started off as a graffiti artist here in San Francisco, started rapping, working with kids.
In a world with no farms, we would all be free. No oil in the sea, thanks to BP. No corporate greed, cutting down on the trees. Imagine how beautiful it would be. Oh, what if we lived in the perfect world? I think it's something that we all deserve. It might seem impossible, but we can make it work. So just imagine if we really made it happen. What if we lived in the perfect world? Everyone unified all across the earth, and we help the planet heal instead of making it hurt. So just imagine.
Who in this room has had a family member, a friend, them themselves be affected by police or state violence? That's crazy. That's very sobering right there. That can create stress and anger and pain. But the beautiful thing about art is that you can channel those emotions into your art, you feel me? So hopefully right now, this song I'm about to do is gonna make y'all feel a little bit better.
I know you just like me, upset from all the stress and just trying to beat. I'll just be going with the flow whenever things change. We living in a cold world, please believe me, you gotta take it easy, take it easy. It's kinda hard to do right living in this place. It make you wanna try to change your life and get away. You're going through it, then I'm knowing that you feel me. You gotta take it easy, take it easy. Hey, hey, hey.
The worst thing in the world is losing a child.
All the sons are going away today, going off to war, just to see them on the platforms, see them on the streets, sons of mothers in the doorways, mothers on the roads, all the sad, sad mothers with their kids, mothers with a prayer and no more dreams. And I don't know why it has to be this way again.
When we're talking about police violence, state violence, we have to recognize that poverty is an act of violence. It's called social emergency because not only is poverty a social emergency, but reclaiming our identity is also a social emergency. From street war to street war, this is how poverty lives. So contagious it gets passed down to your kids. Cycles of terrorism isn't the threat across seas, it's a threat against our freedom in our own country. Backwards nation where freedom of speech has a cost and poverty is a genocidal holocaust because ghettos weren't created for affordable housing. They're a place where you're trapped till you die, brutal homicides. This corrupt system got us battling each other like gladiators from stadium pits to prison yards. But they don't teach us that our ancestors were warriors, depicting us like savages in street gangs where once village tribes fighting against these lies. For this we keep the word alive.
I want to echo what someone said earlier about poverty being violence. Give us back our homes, give them back today, or we're gonna take them any way we can.
He's in jail, screaming and crying out to my best friend on Trafficville Street in an ever-changing sunset. He's in jail. See, I don't want to admit that another brown man of color from a ghetto in East Oakland got caught up in the system because he was supposed to be different. He was holding up the American KKK dreams that his migrante Spanish-speaking parents held for him. I remember him telling me, Mari, one thing that I'm proud of is that I've never gone to jail. See, he held a gun at age 12 in one hand and a college diploma in the other hand at age 29. He can read any car's heartbeat and tell you what it's saying. He dreams to aspire to be an artist that inspires the world. He dreams of loving himself without any fears. He dreams of being the role model his nephews never got from their absent father. And he vanished out of my life like a wilting smoke signal and replaced it with a foggy cloud of abstract memories. But I remember him at this moment. I remember gazing across the room and seeing someone who was on a journey that got him to leave East Oakland, aka occupied Ohlone land, and moved to off-reservation border town that was stolen from Southern Utes. I remember telling him, if you don't do the spiritual work you're supposed to while you're here, when you go back to Oakland, something is going to happen. And as I said, now he's stuck in jail for the next 3 months of his life. Him protesting, Oakland happens now, Monty. Me chanting back, you're not finished with what your spirit guides are teaching you. His journey of going back to the Bay Area spiritually twisted my soul. I mean, how do you get someone to listen when you know what they're doing will end up hurting them? Receiving visions of his future. I remember looking into the windows of his lost soul and at the pieces of his fragmented heart. I knew what was to be. I just didn't want it to be true. And I say it again, he's in jail. His constant request for me was just, Buddy, just hug me. Hugging him so hard for the last time that our two hearts became one heart. Knowing that this was the end of our lives together and this moment. A lost soul who medicated himself with the liquid toxic poison that my ancestors called firewater. I cradled him in his greatness. I never gave up on the possibility of him, and I never will.
Little mama, this one's for you. For real. Cause we are the future, we are the keys, we are in control of our own destiny. We are the solution, we can succeed. We need the rest of the world to just believe.